welcome to another edition of Kogi in Focus, the program that beams to searchlight on happenings and development in and around Kogi, Nigeria's confluent state. I'm Oluwatosin Osuji. On the program today, Kogi State gets new Internal Revenue Service Board chairman, minor reshuffle in Kogi State Cabinet, the ruling All Progressives Congress next level agenda. That's our focus on this week's views from the street. These and more when we return. Don't go away. Kogi State Governor Bello has announced new appointments into his cabinet in a press statement released by the Secretary to the State Government, Ayode Folashadiarike. Arome Adoji has been removed as Commissioner for Culture and Tourism and replaced by Paul Ugbede Ebiji. Similarly, the Senior Special Assistant on Women Affairs, Nana Ako, has been replaced by Halimatu Amodu. Here are the details of other appointments. The new appointments took effect from 1st December 2018. Former bank executive Aliu Salami has been appointed the executive chairman of the Kogi State Internal Revenue Service. Salami is a banker with decades of experience, which the government says will be brought to bear in his new post at this swearing-in ceremony in Lokoja. The Secretary to the State Government, Folashadiarike, called on NDA to build on existing foundations to take revenue generation in the state to a higher level.
Top government functionaries, recent appointees, and staff of Union Bank of Nigeria were present to witness the inauguration of Ali Salami as the new State Internal Revenue Service Board chairman. The Secretary to the State Government, Ayode Folashade, told the new State Inland Revenue Service head that the expectations from him are high.
Now we want you to prove to the whole world that this is mine. And the whole world will see that yes, this is yours. And I'm asking God to give you the wisdom of Solomon. And I'm particularly happy about the fact that your slogan is fitting into the shoe and tear it. I see you tearing the shoe. And I'm still seeing you excelling before yourself ahead of the 7 billion per month that I've given you.
During the oath taking, Inda said he intends to surpass set performance targets.
Now that there's a renewed focus on tapping into all the available opportunities in the tax space, I reckon that there is a trust deficit between the tax-paying public and the tax collecting institution like KJRS, for instance. So one of our jobs will be to bridge that trust deficit, that as you pay your tax is coming to us properly accounted for by KJRS, and indeed your government, as in this case the government Alleging Bello, will use your money for the development of the state. So we'll bridge that, trust deficit.
Others present at the ceremony say Ali Salami is the right man for the job.
For some of us who have worked in that sector in Kogi State, we refer to him as leader. If you ask me, can Aliu Salami influence people in Kogi State to believe in the tax regime of His Excellency and to cooperate to ensuring that the targets are met, and to also help in swelling the political base of His Excellency? I will give you an emphatic yes. Yes.
And I also want to assure him on my part and on the part of my colleagues some of who are seated here this afternoon, that is for those of us that are still in the financial service sector, that you have our maximum support in this drive.
I started to say that you made more than 9 managers in this town. You have implemented by everybody's process. He can hold you and he will leave you to where you're supposed to fish.
Has shared a professional advice that has led to where I am today. And I hope, inshallah, bismillah, Allah will guide him through.
He was later taken to the State Inland Revenue Service House, where he was introduced to other members of the board and the staff of the IRS.
I need to let the staff know that you have a treasure as executive chairman. And for as many of you that are ready to learn, I repeat, as many of you that are ready to learn, you will have a lot to gain from him. Because he has the experience, is exposed, both locally and internationally.
Until his appointment, 49-year-old Ali Salami Inda was the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer at the Chad Republic Office of United Bank for Africa.
The Kogi State government says stories making the round that Deputy Governor Simon Achuba has been sidelined in the running of the affairs of the state are not true. In a statement released by Deputy Governor's Chief Press Secretary, Sylvester Ako, the state's number 2 man is on a 2-month leave, which ends on the 26th of next month. Ako said the clarification became necessary following the rumors of alleged sidelining of Achuba after Governor Bello handed over to the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Matthew Kolawole, before leaving for Poland to attend the UN Conference on Climate Change. Persons living with disabilities in Kogi State have called on the federal and state government to create more platforms for them to be relevant in governance. The coordinator of persons with people with disabilities from the Yagba Federal Constituency of the state, Alabi Ebenezer, who made the call with other leaders at the Rehabilitation Center, Lokoja, however, expressed gratitude to the state government for appointing some physically challenged persons into key positions.
The APC government started it, even exposed to persons with disability across wards and government, and that's a welcome development that will give full participation of persons with disabilities in politics. And 2, it will encourage others, persons with disability, to say, okay, now we are given sense of belonging, let us participate actively. A lot of people don't really know about the rights of persons with disabilities. You understand? You know, I say when purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. So we are trying to meet most of the government appointees, office holders, individuals, go on sensitization about the rights of persons with disabilities and how we can be adopted, integrated fully into the society.
Alabi and other members of the group expressed satisfaction with what they described as the stigmatization against some of them, and said they deserve a better deal when it comes to government appointments.
First challenges are mobility, as well as it. Then our bill will pass into law. One of our challenges. Bills on person living with disabilities. We are appealing to government to pass into law.
Like we, the physically challenged, we have no mobility, we have no houses. Like the able bodies that are civil servants, they gave them a self-occupier. We that we are even managing with our life. Anytime we write letter to them, they don't used to listen to us. We want the government to listen to us in the area of mobility, accommodation, so that it will make life easy for the people living with disability in Kogi State. We all have our PVC. So we, Nigeria persons with disability, represent 27%, million percentage of people here in Nigeria. So you know what it means when 27 million persons with disability decide not to vote. So we have a lot to do.
We've acquired different skills. So many of us have gone to school, have acquired education, but we have no job. So many who have taken their time with the pain of disability to acquire skills, they have no starter pack, they have no capital to start up what they have planned. Some, after learning one or two skills, they'll still go back to street to go and do street begging.
Government representative at the gathering also spoke.
The government have been trying their possible best in terms of empowerment, though we know government cannot be 100%, but they are trying their possible best. They are reaching out to some persons with who are one or two skills, so they are giving out financial empowerment. And those that want to learn one or two skills and even educationally. So, like in Kogi State now, we have special schools in Kogi State, which is built for special persons.
The theme for the 2018 celebration is empowering persons with disabilities and ensuring inclusiveness and equality. In a similar development, physically challenged persons in Kogi Central converged on Okene to mark the day. They say the motive for them gathering is to create awareness of their plight to government and well-meaning Nigerians.
We want the government at all levels, both elective and non-elective politicians, to include our member in their cabinet so that the decisions they are taking, we should be having representatives there.
For the benefit of persons with disability and other vulnerable groups within our locality. This project is in collaboration with the World Bank and the support of the local government administrator who has offered to donate a plot of land where the project will be sited. For this center to see the light of the day, however, there is need for us to pay 5% of the entire amount required to complete this project, and this is where I am calling on all other government officials as well as meaningful individuals to come to our aid, as the amount which is running into about 500,000 naira is too much for us to bear.
Yeah, I want the government to, first of all, create a conducive environment for the physically challenged.
Teachers and other persons at the event spoke on the significance of the gathering.
As an Igbo community, most of us don't shy to go and beg. If they are recognized at local government level, they should be given it, no matter how small, every month, so that they will reduce begging and at times clothes, these casual clothes, they should be provided and they will be happy. Make them a happy part of the society.
I'm saying that this is not the end of their life. They feel at home, feel like us. And they are my friends, as I've said it. They are my friends. I move closer to them, and I like to be in their midst all the time.
All the elective positions, they should also be given the opportunity to be able to contest position 2, so that even at the National Assembly, at the State Assembly, and various local government assemblies, they should be able to have representatives that will be able to speak for them and bring out their ideas that is going to make the state, the nation, a forward-moving nation.
I think there are issues will be looked at now, because you see, like we are here now, there are media coverages of the occasion. There are a lot of respectable, distinguished members of the societies that are here present. I think they will take the message to the next level, and by the special grace of God, things will look good for them.
If you are just joining us, this is Kogi in Focus, a weekly review of stories that made headlines in and around Kogi State in the last 1 week. For your information, contributions, feedback, and advert placement, feel free to contact us through the phone numbers and social media handles displayed on your screen. The Kogi State Youth Progressive Association says there's no going back on its support for the re-election of President Muhammadu Buhari and Governor Yahaya Bello in next year's general elections. The chairman of the group, Abdul Sanusi, called on all Nigerians to support President Muhammadu Buhari and Governor Bello, adding that the previous political party in power did nothing for the country in general and youths in particular.
Kogi Youth Progressive Association has again pledged their support on next level behind PMB JYB comes 2019. We are here in support of PMB JYB. I will advise every youth in Nigeria and Kogi to come together and vote PMB JYB comes 2019 to avoid defeat from PDP, because in their 16 years of governance, they only loot our treasury.
Sani condemned incessant killing of persons. Other members of the group say they will continue to canvass for good governance at all levels and express satisfaction with the Kogi State government on the Yahaya Bello.
We also condemn the killing of late Yusuf Adagbenege in Okene and the silent killing of innocent people in the country, Nigeria. And as campaign kickoffs across the country, we urge all the youth in Nigeria and Kogi to avoid violence. We also commend His Excellency Governor Yahaya Bello for the current payment of worker salary.
They called on youth and Nigerians in general to go about the campaigns ahead of 2019 elections in a peaceful and civilized manner.
As you can see from the 21 local government in the state, you can see youth gathered here to pass a vote of confidence on President Muhammadu Buhari and Governor Yahaya Bello. We, the youth in Kogi State, believe is going to come back to power. And if Buhari comes back to power, we believe that our youth, there will be more employment today for them. He's going to create more jobs in our state by reviving Ajakuta Steel Company.
We are preparing for the 2019 election because the government, the Nigeria president has done well to us. We want him to come back. We know he will help us. We women, as a trader, is helping us a lot. So we want him to come back.
The Nigerian Association of Women Journalists, NAWOJ, in collaboration with Norwegian Union of Journalists, have embarked on a training across 36 states of Nigeria and the Federal Capital Territory. The focus of the training is on gender equity and safety, gender sensitivity, reporting and security consciousness. The lead facilitators of the training in Lokoja, Ifi Omowale, Veronica Ogbole, and Rafatu Salami exposed journalists on ways of minimizing dangers on the job in most vulnerable of situations.
We had a reporter just recently that dressed in, she was going to Kano for God's sake, and she wore very tight trousers and very little distinct top on it. And there was crisis in Kaduna, and she ran into this crisis. Of course, she was attacked not because of maybe where she came from, but because of the dress. She knows that going to the north, you have to cover up and dress in a decent way. So this is what the training is all about, to tell you how to be safe when you are going for your assignment. Empower women to understand that what you don't like, you don't want. You don't like sexual harassment. If you're harassed sexually, you have to make a report. You have to. So we're encouraging journalists to have a desk. We are encouraging the men to understand that women don't take kindly to sexual harassment, and it has to stop. The general advice to the populace is respect a journalist. A journalist is just a messenger. A journalist only carries message. A journalist does not create message. And then for the journalists, we have said it at this training, is our axiom here: no story is worth your life. No story is worth your life. If your life is in danger, if you know you are being targeted, please take 2 steps backward and review your own safety and security.
We want you to live to tell many, many more stories. Don't put yourself in harm's way because you want a story told.
They condemned stereotyping and emphasized on taking every challenge as a stepping stone to gather heights.
Sometimes we misunderstand. We think gender is all about women. It's not. Even though women are more at disadvantage, gender affects the men too as well. There are areas where men are not benefiting. If we know about it, we should also talk about it too. We women, we have to be interested in the beats. We're training women journalists to increase their gender lens, to see gender in everything they cover. Whatever beat they give you, there are gender aspects of it. Because whatever you are doing in this world, it affects men, it affects women itself. Sometimes the men may even be at an advantage. It's when you look at the gender component of it that you know that men are at an advantage or women at an advantage.
The national president of NAWOJ, Ife Omowole, called on owners of public and private media organizations to treat the safety of their workers as top priority. She also emphasized the importance of the training.
If you employ someone over the year, even if it's for 2 years, you are putting some measure of resources in this person, so you don't want to lose the person. So for you not to lose the person, it's also important that the media owners or the managers of the newsroom or media outfits train their members of staff on issues of safety and provide safety precaution materials or measures for their staff. If you are a woman and you are in any profession, be it journalism or any other profession, you need to work 10 times harder than the men for you to make impact or for you to be recognized. And so I ask that the young ones coming should have that at the back of their minds, that as a woman, the society expects a lot from you.
The training participants say it couldn't have come at a better time.
My eyes are now open to see the nitty-gritty of the job and what to do at the right time.
That we have to stand on our grounds and prove our worth, so that we should not be intimidated by the men folk in our various places of assignments.
We have been told on the need for us to build capacity and be relevant on the job and see how we can contribute to the society positively.
They also called for fairness for all journalists, both male and female.
My take is that I would like to advise my women folk that whenever they are in the course of carrying out their duty, they should learn to dress decently.
I think one of the key points that keep on ringing in my head is what they talk about. They said something about we going out alone. They said as a reporter, it's better for you to go in group in case of any eventuality. I think that's where the security comes in.
The 3-day training was held from the 6th to the 8th December 2018. The Kogi State Mineral Resources and Environmental Management Committee, MIREMCO, has called on key players in the sector to do the right thing in their continued exploitation of natural resources in the state. Committee chairperson Hasiat Suleiman, who made the call during the first stakeholders meeting in Lokoja, said her mandate is to create a win-win situation for the miners and host communities.
The passion that the governor of the state has for mining and solid mineral today, he had been able to initiate the idea of creating MIREMCO. And what we now do is to liaise with the federal government and let them know what we are going through in the area of illegal miners in the state. And we are fighting it. We are grouping the miners into cooperative, and so that the 30% derivative that is supposed to come to the state will be able to achieve that, and thereby reducing the big loss that had been accrued over the year in mining.
Others at the meeting harped on the importance of health, safety, and respect for land use laws.
Meeting. It is to ginger every other person in that sector to doing the needful and doing the rightful things, so that the revenue that eventually is expected will be gotten into the state coffer. The communities where these mining activities take place, the communities know their rights. The miners themselves will equally know the laws and regulations that guide their activities as much as possible. So it's a very good start.
Since the inception of Miremco by November 2017, there has been cordial relationship between the communities. Most of the memorandum of understanding that has been signed, the Etazuma 828 are trying their possible best to ensure that they meet up the community demands. And the community on its part are really playing cool to ensure that the community benefits and the company excel.
I think this forum will open up a whole lot of opportunities with the enlightenment that has come with it. The miners are more enlightened, the investors are more enlightened, the communities are also more enlightened on what their responsibilities and their roles are. And then of course, what also bedevils the industry, which is in the area of illegal operations of miners. I mean, it has been addressed one way or the other.
To me, for us to be able to fully meet the ever-increasing demand of social amenities, infrastructural facilities of our state, we must invest into mining. Mining must be taken seriously. And when that is done, we will be able to harness those resources and compete with other states of the Federation.
When you are in your legitimate business mining in Kogi, we will assure you that we will provide the necessary security for you to do your legitimate business.
Representative of the mining companies promised to abide by the rules.
From the point of my company, Etazuma Group, we are happy that the issue of illegal mining, which actually can destroy that sector, was robustly discussed, and a lot of remedies put across. So we are hoping that it will guide all the relevant stakeholders, the government, regulators, security agencies, and so on, in putting into effect, because we cannot allow the menace of illegal mining to continue. It will destroy the sector.
Our company, right from onset, we have also adopted the best practice, and like today's conference also pointed out, is the best practice that are preaching that should be adopted across all boards. And we can always assure you that as a company, we will keep on improving and making sure that the established best practice is taken and is well adopted in all segments of our operation with our host communities and all that stakeholders in the industry.
The miners, they make up to understand that we don't need to solve problems, the challenges we face in mining, that we don't need to solve it on our own, we don't need to fight it for our own, that our father and mother are in the house who can fight for us. And there are certain things we don't know. You know, mining is a very wide field. There are certain things we don't understand, that the door is open for us to come and ask, and they will educate us on what to do.
Host communities representatives say they look forward to getting a fair deal in the scheme of things.
There have been a lot of lingering issues before the advent of this Miremco, especially from my community. We reported 3 cases to Miremco and everything has been resolved amicably. Thanks again to the amiable and Pacific chairman of Miremco. She is very steadfastness in doing her job, discharging her job.
The company, Zuma Mining Coal in my community, was able to sign CTA, that's the agreement between the community and the company, through the intervention of Miremco. The plan of compensation to the community today was as a result of the effort of the Miremco.
The stakeholders meeting was convened to resolve outstanding issues and chart a new direction aimed at maximizing benefits for the state's mining sector. And now to our views from the street. A lot has been said about the widely publicized next level agenda of the APC-led federal government. On this week's Views from the Street, we have what the people have to say about the Buhari administration and its 2019 election campaign slogan.
Almost, I want you to know that we may not be where we hoped for, but we are far better than where we're coming from. A lot has happened. A lot of tremendous achievement has been recorded so far in this government. First and foremost, in the issue of security, agriculture, infrastructure, this is the first time we are witnessing such type of development in this area.
Fighting insurgency is not a one-day job. It's not something we have heard of Afghanistan and other places. So it's not something that you do and within one day you just say, I've finished with them. It's not possible, and you can see that the situation is calm. It's calm, honestly. It's not like before. Even bombing, suicide bombers, I think it's reducing.
The agriculture is the only president that maintains the agriculture in Nigeria.
Yes, a lot of people might not need it. Actually, it's not anything that you want that you will see. But we are hoping that from the first agenda, his first outing, you understand me, by the time he comes with the next agenda, a lot of things will come with.
And this is where we draw the curtain on today's edition of Kogi in Focus. Join us same time, same station for a fresh 7-day review. And do not forget, subscribe to our YouTube channel to get additional updates on developments in Kogi State. I'm Oluwatosin Osuji, asking you to continue to do to others what you want them to do to you. Have a great week.